Corporate America is starting to ration AI. Beat. The days of giving employees random tools are over.
They really are.
We are moving away from the chaotic Wild West. Companies are simply tired of paying massive monthly bills.
Right, the budgeting got totally out of hand.
Now, executives are asking a much harder question. What are we actually getting from all this? 2-sec silence. Welcome to this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we are exploring a strange transition in corporate tech. We have an excellent source article for you today.
It is a really solid breakdown.
It focuses on building business systems with Claude Managed Agents. The goal for our conversation today is simple but profound. We want to understand how we move past messy chatbots. We're moving towards structured, cloud-based AI employees.
Systems that actually do real business work.
Exactly. Today, we will explore what these managed agents are. We will look at how they use actual sleep cycles.
Which is a brilliant concept.
They process their day just like we do. We will also examine the most profitable business use cases.
Yeah, the real money makers.
And finally, we will discuss how you can start building them. You want to do this without creating a chaotic bot army.
Because that is a trap a lot of people fall into.
The current state of AI is incredibly messy right now. Companies are paying for a massive scatter of tools.
It is everywhere. You have one tool just for writing copy. You have another separate tool for technical research. You probably have another for coding or internal search.
I will be completely honest with you here. I still struggle with this chaotic setup myself daily.
Oh, totally. We all do.
I feel completely overwhelmed by having a disconnected stack. My AI tools are scattered across my entire workflow.
Right.
I am constantly copying and pasting between 5 different tabs. It honestly drives me crazy sometimes.
You are definitely not alone in feeling that way.
Yeah.
That is the standard experience for almost everyone right now.
It really is.
And that scattered usage does not connect to business results.
Yeah.
After 1 month, the corporate billing looks absolutely insane.
Just a wall of random subscriptions.
Exactly. Companies pay for empty AI seats nobody uses. They pay for extra API calls across fragmented platforms.
Yeah.
They pay for random tools different teams signed up for. That is when the core conversation at the executive level changes.
They stop asking what the AI can technically do.
Right. They pivot entirely. They start asking which systems are actually worth paying for.
This is where Claude Managed Agents become incredibly interesting. Before this, developers used something called Claude Code.
Right. The local version.
It ran locally on your own physical computer, which sounds great for personal testing and hacking around.
It was fantastic for personal coding projects. But a local workspace only works for one single user.
Right.
It is completely trapped on your laptop. Claude Managed Agents move that power directly into the cloud. The agent can now run inside a shared product. It can run inside a client system or broader workflow.
But a basic chatbot already exists in the cloud. It just answers a single prompt when you type it.
That is true. But a chatbot is purely reactive. A managed agent actually follows a persistent specific role.
Okay.
It uses your company's business context automatically. It securely accesses your internal databases. It supports repeated, complex workflows over long periods. It basically becomes part of the company's central operating system.
Let me pause and ask you something about that transition. Why does running in the cloud fundamentally change the business value? Beat. Why is it so different from running on a local machine?
A local machine limits the AI to your personal hours. When you close your laptop, the AI stops working.
Right.
In the cloud, the system runs continuously for everyone. It integrates directly with your company-wide workflows over time. It becomes a shared resource rather than a private calculator.
So cloud means it supports team workflows over time, not just isolated solo tasks.
Exactly. But for a cloud agent to be useful over time, it needs one crucial thing. It needs a reliable memory.
It cannot wake up with amnesia every single day. If you have ever used a standard chatbot, you know this pain.
It is the absolute biggest limitation of AI today. The model might be brilliant during one single conversation.
Right.
But it forgets everything the second after that session ends.
In a fast-paced business setting, that amnesia is a nightmare. Making employees repeat rules and tone daily is terrible.
It makes the agent useless.
You cannot repeat project deadlines every single morning. The human spends more time managing the AI than working.
Exactly. The return on investment vanishes instantly. A useful business assistant must carry vital context forward. This is why Claude Managed Agents utilize a dedicated memory system. To fix the amnesia, developers give them cognitive architecture.
Let me stop you right there for clarity. What does cognitive architecture actually mean in plain English?
The structure built so an agent can remember and review its work.
That makes perfect sense. It is basically a filing system.
Yes, and it involves several distinct layers of memory. Short-term memory keeps track of the immediate current task.
Okay.
Long-term memory stores useful information for all future sessions.
How does it actually store those long-term memories? Does it just bloat the active prompt with endless text?
No, that would get way too expensive and confusing. Instead, it uses simple, readable text files called markdown files.
Like basic text documents.
Exactly. You might see files like dailylog.md or a file called userpreferences.md,
Right.
and a very important file called decisions.md.
This leads us directly to the concept of the sleep cycle, beat. I find this mechanism absolutely fascinating.
It is really cool.
At the end of the day, the agent reviews its work, it saves important decisions and updates those markdown files. It ignores useless conversational details and writes a summary for tomorrow.
Right, and it does this completely automatically in the background. It parses its own daily transcript to find the gold.
Okay, let's unpack this sleep cycle idea. 2-sec silence. It sounds exactly like a head chef closing down a kitchen.
I love that analogy.
You do not keep the potato peels from the chaos. You throw the trash away and wipe the counters. But you write down the new recipe tweak you perfected. You leave that specific note on the counter for the morning shift.
That is a perfect way to visualize the mechanism. And that is exactly how the next day's startup flow feels. Before the agent answers any new questions, it reads its notes, it reads yesterday's summary, and checks any open tasks.
So it preps itself?
Yeah. It reviews the current rules and the updated preferences.
Yeah.
The human user does not have to repeat the background context.
I am really curious about the actual mechanics of that review. How does the agent actually know what to remember?
That is the tricky part.
How does it separate vital facts from random chatter during its sleep cycle?
You have to give it strict prompt rules for its evening review. You explicitly instruct it to only save decisions and process changes.
Okay.
That strict filter forces it to drop all the conversational noise. It actively deletes the filler and only keeps the signal.
It relies on your specific rules to filter out the random, useless daily details.
Spot on. Now that the agent has a functioning memory, we have to give it a job. And this is where most companies make a critical mistake.
The source material is very clear on this next point. Do not start by asking what the agent can do.
Yeah.
Instead, ask what painful, expensive business workflow it can fix.
What's fascinating here is how unglamorous these valuable problems actually are. Businesses complain about the exact same mundane things every week. Highly paid employees waste hours searching for simple internal information. Managers repeat the same onboarding instructions to every new client.
Right.
Weekly status reports take hours to write manually.
Those are incredibly expensive problems when you scale them up. If you are listening and you run a team, you feel this.
Oh, absolutely.
The source outlines 5 specific business use cases to solve this. The first group is what I would call information wrangling.
Yeah, making sense of the mess.
This includes the internal knowledge assistant.
Right. Company information is usually scattered across Slack, Notion, and CRMs. It is a tangled mess of overlapping documents. This assistant searches policies and standard operating procedures instantly. Employees do not waste time digging through ancient, disorganized folders.
The second use case in this group is client onboarding. This involves organizing intake forms and drafting initial kickoff briefs. Sweet. Whoa.
Yeah.
Imagine an agent seamlessly turning a chaotic pile of emails and forms into a perfect kickoff brief overnight.
It's absolute magic for modern service businesses. Every new client needs intake forms, access requests, and specific timelines.
Right.
Usually a human spends 3 hours hunting down missing attachments. The agent cleans up that messy input perfectly while you sleep.
The next group of use cases focuses on writing and pipeline velocity. Use case 3 is the reporting assistant.
Nobody likes writing weekly status reports from scratch.
No one.
The agent collects the scattered meeting notes from the entire week. It highlights the critical blockers and formats a clean document automatically.
Use case 4 is sales follow-up. This one feels like it connects directly to the bottom line.
It absolutely connects directly to revenue generation. Sales teams constantly lose deals because their internal notes are messy. Often, follow-up emails are sent 3 days late. The managed agent quietly listens to the meeting transcript in the background.
Okay.
It turns that transcript into updated deal statuses in the CRM. It even drafts the customized follow-up emails automatically after the call ends.
The final use case is vertical sauce. This means building assistants for very specific, narrow industries.
Yes. Instead of a general assistant, you build an expert.
Right.
You might build an assistant just for real estate listing notes, or you build an assistant strictly for legal case note organization.
Looking back at the reporting assistant use case, I have a fundamental question.
Mm.
Why does the source suggest aiming for a 70 to 80% finished draft? Beat. Why not just promise the client full automation?
Promising full automation usually sets you up for inevitable failure. AI models still hallucinate, and edge cases always exist in business. Delivering a solid draft manages expectations and keeps humans safely in control. It is much easier to sell a highly reliable first draft.
Right.
A draft shifts the AI from an autonomous manager to a helpful intern.
A draft is safer to trust and sell, keeping a human in the loop.
Exactly. Sponsored placeholder.
Welcome back to the deep dive. With all these incredible, profitable use cases, a big strategic question remains. Why should a business use Claude Managed Agents instead of other popular platforms? Why not just use something accessible like OpenClaw?
Right.
Or why not just spin up hundreds of simple single-task bots?
OpenClaw is still a fantastic tool for many situations. It's absolutely perfect for quick demos and rapidly testing ideas.
Okay.
It's also really good for less technical users who want to experiment.
But a quick demo is not a daily reliable business tool. It is just a proof of concept.
Exactly. A demo is just the very first step of the journey. Claude Managed Agents are designed for deep, reliable, continuous workflows. They are built for serious system integration and strict operational control. You can tether them securely to your proprietary company databases.
I really love the /new employee command idea from the source. It treats the creation of an agent exactly like a human job interview.
It is a brilliant mental model for system builders.
Yeah.
Instead of randomly spinning up an agent, you must answer rigorous questions. What exactly is this AI employee responsible for doing?
Right.
What sensitive actions should it never ever perform? When must it pause and ask for explicit human approval?
Establishing those boundaries prevents the trap of having too many agents. People on social media love bragging about having 200 AI agents working simultaneously.
It sounds incredibly impressive on a viral post.
Yeah.
But in reality, it usually creates a massive new operational mess.
If you have 200 agents generating long, random updates, you fail. You just become a human bottleneck reading their endless spam.
Yeah.
You spend your whole day reviewing robotic busywork.
Yes, and that defeats the entire purpose of automation. Your day turns into reading repetitive agent outputs instead of making strategic progress.
Right.
The true goal is to drastically reduce manual human work. It is not to create a brand new layer of AI middle management.
Let me push back on that idea for a second. Doesn't having more agents fundamentally mean you have more productivity? If I have more digital workers, that should equal more total output.
It seems logical, but it breaks down in practice. Without clear, restricted workflows, more agents just create exponentially more noise.
Okay.
They generate conflicting data and overlapping reports. You end up spending your entire day managing their inevitable mistakes.
Wow.
You literally become a full-time editor for robotic spam.
No, having too many agents just makes you a bottleneck reading their messy outputs.
Exactly. Quality workflow is always better than quantity of agents.
Which brings us to the final strategic advice for system builders. How do you actually start building this the right way? How do you avoid the spam trap?
The first absolute rule is to start very small. You have to pick one single, highly specific workflow. It needs to have messy, unstructured input on one side.
Right.
It needs clear, structured output on the other side.
Right.
For example, messy client call notes go in. A perfectly formatted, clean summary document comes out.
Then you evaluate it using a very simple test scorecard. Did this specific agent actually save me time today?
Yeah.
Was the output easy to review and approve?
Right. And most importantly, would I voluntarily use it again tomorrow? If the honest answer is no, you must stop and fix the workflow.
Okay.
Do not add more complex features to a fundamentally broken workflow.
You also need to build a highly repeatable setup. You must define a clear role, strict inputs, and an exact output format. You also need a rigid review rule and a clear failure rule.
This discipline stopped you from building random, disconnected vanity agents. You end up building a modular system you can easily reuse.
Right.
You can package it and deploy it for your very next client.
Another massive piece of advice from the source is to pick one market. Do not try to build generic AI for general business.
As a very common trap. Instead, build an AI reporting assistant specifically for marketing agencies.
Okay.
Study exactly what marketing account managers do every single week. Find out which highly specific tasks waste their valuable time.
The deeper you know the specific market, the better the final tool. Finally, you have to turn your internal tests into undeniable proof.
You must track your before and after workflow metrics incredibly carefully. You need to say, a client brief used to take 45 minutes. Now, a high-quality draft is ready for review in exactly 8 minutes.
That is the real proof that executives actually want to buy. I want to ask you about that specific market-focused strategy. Why is picking one specific niche market so crucial for success? Beat. Especially when modern AI models can theoretically do almost anything.
Because specific markets have highly unique, repeatable documents and internal jargon.
Yeah.
Dentists have different operational pain points than corporate lawyers.
Right.
A generic AI requires too much custom instruction every single time you use it. A niche AI already knows the exact context and the specific rules.
Understanding one market deeply makes it way easier to solve their specific expensive problems.
Exactly. You ultimately sell the clear business result, not the underlying technology. Nobody buys AI just to have AI anymore.
No.
They buy a solution to a painful, expensive, operational bottleneck.
Let us synthesize this entire journey for a moment. The era of buying random, disconnected AI seats is quickly ending.
It really is.
The wild west of scattered chatbots is closing. The future belongs to structured, cloud-based managed agents. These are specialized systems that possess actual cognitive architecture. They have robust, organized memory files.
Right.
They execute daily sleep cycles to clean up their context. They follow highly specific, rigid prompt rules.
Yeah.
Most importantly, they solve incredibly painful, expensive, and specific business problems. 2-sec silence. So I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over today. We are successfully building AI systems with absolutely perfect sleep cycles now. These digital agents cleanly review their chaotic day.
Right.
They neatly file away their important memories into readable documents. They prep smoothly for tomorrow without any residual stress or anxiety.
Which is amazing.
What does that actually say about our own human sleep cycles? Are we as good at cleanly putting our own work away at the end of the day?
That is a great question.
Or is the artificial intelligence already out managing our own mental bandwidth?
Neat.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Take care out there.